two-page speech prepared by the staff. But I shall read it, and after that, I will just add my own statements to reflect my sentiment of the moment. To our troops, I stand in solidarity with you as we honor the memory of your comrades, my soldiers, who gave their lives in the name of peace here in Sulu. The recent bombings that took the lives of several civilians, including those of your fellow soldiers, will only further strengthen our resolve to crush the lawless elements behind this cowardly act. For decades, Mindanao's progress has been hindered by the threat of insurgency and extremism. Kung wala lang ho sana itong the seed of hatred na nakalagay sa isip from generation to generation, sana ngayon maganda na ang buhay para sa lahat. This unfortunate incident is only one of the countless incidents that prove that we should never be complacent when it comes to terrorism. Lagi ninyong tandaan na ang kaligtasan ng ating mamamayan at mga komunidad ang inyong prioridad. Right now, our entire nation is dealing with the global health crisis, yet enemies of the state will still find the energy to perpetrate the acts of violence and terrorism. Now, more than ever, our nation needs our armed forces to ensure that these terrorists will never succeed in their pointless goals. By choosing to fight for your country here in Sulu, you honor the ultimate sacrifice of your fellow soldiers and the countless others who fought before you. I know that the ongoing pandemic has not only made your responsibilities even more complicated and more hardships. Yet in the spirit of selflessness, you remain strong in your mission for the Filipino people. Because of this, I am humbled by your commitment, inspired by your patriotism, and grateful for your continued support. Bilang isang Pilipino, ibibigay ko sa inyo ang lahat ng suporta na kailangan ninyo para matupad ang inyong misyon dito sa Hulo. I commit myself to work with you, my dear troops, to ensure that these terrorists will have no future in this country. You know, Sakor, it is not the fault of the native Filipinos tayo. We never had any religion before. Well, until the evangelists of religions came over. Wala ko tayong away noon. At maniwala't kahit hindi, itong Bisaya pati Tausog, kung pakinggan mo lang mabuti, magkakaintindihan tayo. What I'm trying to say is that the irony of it all is that Lapu-Lapu was a spin-off of the tribe of the Tausogs that settled in Cebu, is the same Lapu-Lapu that I honor and bestowed upon him the prestige of being a national hero. It was not until after I was president You know, in the past, sinasabi lang nila, Lapu-Lapu, pangpiritong isda lang yan, inununan. But he was the first Filipino to resist the invader. Siya yung unang nagipagbakbakan. And to think that he was a descendant of the Tausugs who settled earlier in the Visayan Hemisphere. The other tribe is the Hiligaynon, which are the Hilongbos now. And yet I'm giving awards in his name to soldiers of the Republic of the Philippines, to which the Filipino people have agreed to form. Yan ang I was holding the Quran and the Bible kanina. Sandali. In both holy books, there's only one God. It's your Allah. It's God the Father for the Christians. Pareho lang. And yet in thy name, because of certain extremists, yung unang pumasok na galit doon sa mga Pilipino sa southern part, which is now Mindanao, at yung mga Moro, yung nagkaisa against the Spaniards. We never had any quarrels. We never took slaves of any tribe. Tayong lahat magkakaibigan. We were just trading with each other. And yet, when the Spaniards came, ang problema nagdala ng reliyon. Well, of course, also for the Islam, but ang Islam for evangelization lang. The Spaniards conquered what is now the Philippines because he chose to name it after King Philip, who sponsored this expedition to this part of the world. Ang binibigay kong award in the name of a Tausug for my soldiers who have fought the insurgents now. Kung hindi lang sabihin mo na ang pinapag-usapan natin dito ay ang Diyos, nakakatawa eh. Because, can just imagine, ang medalyang binibigay ko, Lapu-Lapu, and he was the first defender of aggression by the Spaniards into this country. Time and again, panahon pa ni Quirino, Camlon, and I could remember still my father, who was a member of the cabinet of Mr. Marcos. I heard him tell stories about why he cannot, because he can understand, magtagal dito sa amin. He could not speak it fluently, but he could understand Visayan. And it was my father who told me, you just listen carefully. The Tausug dialect is similar to the Visayan language. So yan ang I cannot divine, I cannot fathom, hindi ko maabot kung paano ito discarded. Time and again, peace process, nag-usap tayo, then here comes Al-Qaeda. Walang ginawa na kung pumatay ka ng tao, ki-inosente man o hindi, ki-Moro man o Kristiyanos, pagpaputokin ka, putok kayong lahat. That's why when I visited the blast, and thank you for sharing with me the gesture, lumuhod ako, hinalikan ko yung at least simento